One of the Northeast's biggest employers, Nissan, has found itself at the centre of a lawsuit after one of its best-selling cars, the Nissan Qashqai, is claimed to have cheated emissions tests. The law firm Hawkes Parker claims that some of the cars produce up to 15 times the legal level of nitrogen oxides when used on the road.
The basis of this claim is that all Renault and Nissan diesels manufactured post 2009 and a smaller subset of petrol engine Nissans breached their emissions regulations. This stems from a request we made of the Department for Transport, the Freedom of Information Act request, and that shows that the department tested a 1.2 litre petrol Qashqai, and they found that on the track it produced 10 times the amount of nitrogen oxide that it ought to have done, whereas in the lab it was passing its test. And so the question arises, how can that be?
A company spokesperson stated Nissan strongly refutes these claims. Nissan has and does not employ defeat devices in any of its cars that they make, and all Nissan vehicles fully comply with applicable emissions legislation. The defeat devices that Hawkes Parker claim were fitted into cars would make them unable for road use. The law firm is challenging the Japanese motor company and claims that motorists that were affected by these issues could be entitled up to £5,000 in compensation.
We're alleging that the reason why these cars do produce more in normal use is because of a defeat device. And just to run on, a defeat device, that language comes from the emissions regulations itself. And the emissions regulations say that if a vehicle contains a device which causes the emissions control systems to be disabled in normal use, that's a defeat device, that's not allowed. And if that's the case, then the cars shouldn't have been sold.